me. Because if God is love, why is God going to fling me here? This is how I used to think of it as a child. Why is God going to fling me here into this earth to figure it out on my own? And if I don't get it, I'm going to be condemned to eternal damnation. That makes no sense to me, because that does not look like love. And you made a point about us being created as free will beings to figure it out. We were created with the ability to choose. And I always say, God does not ram himself, herself down anybody's throat. Why do we feel a need to do that? And why do you feel like my journey and my path and my testimony and my life living should look like yours? I don't look like you. You don't look like me. We might resemble, but there are very different aspects.
Even
of
twins
ourselves
have differences.
Absolutely. So why am I supposed to do everything that you do? But it's all this control, and it's all this manipulation
From fear.
that comes from a fear-based place.
It's a lack of security,
Yeah.
which I think is profound that this message is coming so intensely, because you and I both are doing the 21-day meditation with Oprah and Denika, finding your flow. And the first day was about security.
Finding your flow.
Yes, your personal flow.
Yes.
Finding your flow.
Yes.
Because we all have these individual, fingerprints, if you will, but not fingerprints as in on your hands, but this spark, this crystals imprint that is on our soul. And so when we express ourselves, we are expressing ourselves. We can have a very similar walk. We can have as you just stated, we can have very similar styles, very similar ways, but there's something that only Nye can do.
That's correct.
Nabia can only do this a particular way, with her particular style, with her particular swag, with her particular breath on it. You know what I mean? And it will radiate with a light that only she can produce.
Right.
As with Denika can only produce this, that what she was created for. What is yours is yours.
Exactly.
And it cannot belong to anyone else.
Exactly. Prime example, we sit here, and so you wear crystals on your forehead all the time. They signify something for you. I don't wear them all the time. There have been times when I have put them there if I have felt like it. But imagine if you expected me, as we sit here on this program, to wear crystals on my forehead every time we do it. Or I expected you, because I don't wear them, to not wear them.
Mm-hmm.
What is your wearing those crystals? How's that affecting me? It's not. I can either choose to appreciate the beauty in it, or say, well, I don't understand it, and I don't know why she wears it, but I'm okay with it. Or just admire that as being who you are. And I know that to be who you are. And I think it's a beautiful aspect of who you are. I like to wear big earrings all the time. You might have people who don't like big earrings, and they might wonder, well, why are you wearing earrings what people could swing on? How is that affecting you?
What people could swing on.
Yeah. But how is that affecting you? Why does that bother you? Whether it's heavy or light, it's in my ear. It's not affecting you. We get all caught up in these appearance things. When the scripture encourages us, don't judge according to the appearance. But this is how people do. I will never forget, I'm feeling that I'm supposed to share this right now. I will never forget when I was in church and first converted, or gave my life to the Lord, because that's what I was encouraged to at that time. I wore an anklet on my ankle. I always wore an anklet. It's a piece of jewelry. The same way I wear earrings in my ear, chain on my neck, bracelets, rings, it's a piece of jewelry. And I remember someone came up to me after they knew that I had converted and said, you need to take that anklet off your foot now, because that's sinful. So ignorant me, I don't know, I'm no different. This is an older person, an elder. So I took the anklet off, didn't question it at that time. But I remember one day I was sitting in church in the middle of praise and worship, and one of the ladies on the praise and worship team had an anklet on her ankle. And here I am now. I used to wear it and really don't know what the heck I took it off for, just going based on what somebody said you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, how she could have that anklet on her foot and she up there supposed to be singing praise and worship? And I heard Spirit speak to me in that chair and said, I don't see that anklet on her leg. I don't even see what she has on. All I see is what's in her heart. I got up out of that service, went home, because I never threw away my anklet. It was in my jewelry box. I took my anklet out of my jewelry box and I put it on my foot, and I've worn an anklet ever since. But I checked myself and I said, look at you, Miss High and Mighty now. You used to wear the anklet. You don't even know why you took the anklet off. You just going based on what somebody said you shouldn't do. It never convicted you. I wasn't convicted or felt like I should take it off for a specific reason. And here I am now. I sit in the place of judgment, judging somebody else who has it on. And I was so grateful for the love of Spirit in that moment to check me and admonish me, but in a place of love. Because I learned a very, very important lesson in that experience.
And what was that?
Judge not.
Exactly.
And don't judge according to appearance.
And
don't judge the things that you don't know, that you don't even
and
understand.
to test the Spirit
Yeah.
by the Spirit.
Right.
Instead of just assuming. And I know what you did. You did it from a good intention place, because you were being respectful of your elder.
Yeah.
And you were honoring the wisdom that you believe was coming from an elder, rather than investigating that with God on your own.
But really, no. Honestly, what I was doing was following blindly.
But I mean, why were you following blindly?
Because I was blind and didn't know any better.
But
I was new in that.
But what is at the core of the blindness is what I'm saying. Because we become...
Yeah, but I'm really being honest with you in this moment. It really was not done from a respect factor. It really wasn't. It was done more from a place of, okay, I don't want to appear to be doing something that I shouldn't be doing. So for me, it was appearance. And for me, it was not being judged. So if having this anklet on my foot is going to cause other people to judge me because she's saying this, let me take it off. And I'm being very honest with you in this moment. It really was not from a place of respecting what this person was saying. It was not knowing any better. It was not wanting to be judged. It was not wanting to do something that was not right. But there wasn't a peace. Because if there was a piece, I wouldn't have taken off and put it in my jewelry box.
I don't know about that, because just because I think that I'm all grown up, don't necessarily mean I'm going to throw it away.
But I'm saying for me, if I really thought it was all wrong, all bad, why am I going to keep it? There had to have been something in me that really wasn't settling with this completely.
Right.
Because if I felt like I was not supposed to have this at all, I think, knowing me, I would have gotten rid of it completely. But it's this not understanding. And so a lot of things that we do from a place of not understanding that comes from a fear-based place. Because if we really understand stuff or have the wisdom and knowledge, there's no reason to be afraid of anything. It's like the recession. When they start talking about the recession, I made the decision I wasn't participating. So I was not afraid, because the truth for me was, unless the aliens came and took all of the finances and money and abundance out of the earth, it has to be here somewhere. So I didn't operate from a place of fear in that. I didn't get scared, because for me that wasn't a reality for me. That wasn't the truth for me. Because the love of God for me is going to supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. I was young and now I'm old, and yet I've never seen the righteous forsaken or his seed begging bread. So I wasn't operating from fear. I knew that I was okay. Mm-hmm. And if I didn't have it in my refrigerator, my sister now, if she had it in hers,
definitely going to be eating. One thing we're not going to be is hungry. For sure. We are not going to be hungry.
But we need to move through some things, move past some things, move out of some stuff. And so, if you operate from a place of judgment, I want to challenge you. Why are you doing it?
Well, I think the first thing is, even if you think you're doing something for a good reason, if what you are saying out of your mouth is not uplifting that person, is not creating a path for that person to see more clearly, then why are you speaking?
It's not love. We do so many things so ignorant, stupid. I don't even want to use the word ignorant because that just sounds too intellectual. Stupid. We do a lot of stupid stuff, but we do a lot of things based on what we have been conditioned to, based on what other people who we respect or grew up under say is the right thing to do. And we really are very ignorant with what we're doing. And I feel this judgment thing is something that we really need to get a handle on as spiritual beings having human experiences, because that's really who we are, you know. But we're getting caught up in things that are not in alignment with our evolving into the Christ conscious beings that we were created to be. And so, you know, if this program in any way caused you to check yourself, if you felt a check within your spirit or in your heart, if you had an aha moment, like Oprah says, I want to encourage you to go a little bit deeper with it, you know, because we're all growing and we're all evolving and we're all learning together. But that is the purpose. And we are in the time now of manifesting some stuff. You know, it's not seed sowing anymore. This is harvesting. So,
exactly.
You know, and if you have sown bad seeds, you're reaping some stuff right now, but it doesn't mean that you can't correct it. And so if you're recognizing that,
it doesn't mean you can't transform that,
right,
that you can't do something with that. Just like if your apples come out too, you know, they're over ripened and to the point where you can't eat that apple, well, guess what? You can make fried apples, or you can make some kind of pie that doesn't require such a certain consistency of that apple. That's a metaphor.
Making lemonade.
Yeah,
out of
lemons. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to continue the conversation, but
I like lemons though.
I know you do. But let's continue to rise above personal perception together and work towards peace and work towards love and being willing to put ourselves on blast, you know, with regards to things that are happening, you know, in our life, or things that we're doing and participating in that we know is not love. It does not look like love. So we ask you to join us again next week, where we're going to talk more about God. And where did the term God come from? What does God really mean? And is God's name God, or does God have another name? You know, we're gonna get into that.
And what was Jesus' purpose? Yeah.
And who is Jesus? And who is Christ? And is Jesus' last name Christ? No.
No.
So intrigued by that, join us next week for Let's Rap. We send much love, light, and blessings your way. Namaste.